this out to the audience. If you have any games that you would love to see be made into a movie, let us know in the comments. Also, like, I'm excited for some of the movies that are being made, but I believe that's all we have time for today. So make sure that you follow us on all our social media. We have Twitter, we have Facebook, we have Instagram. Hey guys, welcome back to the season 2 of the expansion pack. It's a new year and we're excited to share it with you.
And if you forgot, we talk about video games, comics, anime, and much, much more. I'm your new host, Reagan.
And I'm Andy.
Let's get into the news.
Last week, the popular game Overwatch opened its first season of their esports league called, as you can guess it, the Overwatch League. With all new skins for your favorite teams, points to earn those skins, and matches to win, the first week of matches started on January 10th and went through the 13th. Now, if you're a lover of the game, like myself, do you love the game?
It's pretty awesome.
All right. You probably tuned in to watch the first week's events. In the English broadcasting on Twitch, the view count reached over 415,000 viewers and never dropped below 280,000. That's just Twitch. It was streamed to other platforms, which is an insane amount of people and shows promising signs for the league. Now, how did the teams do? Well, the 12 teams competed against each other, and so far Los Angeles, there's 2 Los Angeles teams, but the Valiant are in the first in the standings, London Spitfire in the second, and Seoul Dynasties in third. We will link below the official standings link in the description for you guys to check out. However, if you didn't get a chance to tune in, don't worry, there is more to come in the following weeks. Tonight will actually be the first matchup of week 2. Now, where can you watch these matchups? Well, you can watch it on Twitch at the official Overwatch League stream, MLG.com, on their official page, and with the brand new Overwatch League app they have released just for the games, it is available to download on iOS and Android. Did you watch the first week? 'Cause I did.
I didn't, but I'm excited about the second week's.
I actually got, because they gave out 100 credits for free to get skins, and I got the Florida's team for Soldier. So,
nice.
Very exciting.
For anybody interested in tabletop gaming in the world of D&D, a monumental moment occurred last Thursday as Geek and Sundry's Critical Role closed a chapter on their previous 2-year campaign and started with a host of new, lovable characters. For many fans that didn't have time to catch up on the episodes, since there were 115 at a staggering average of 4 hours each.
Dang.
I know. This marks a moment in which new and old fans are on the same playing field. Matt Mercer, the talented voice actor who runs the campaign and who you may also know as Overwatch's McCree.
I do know him very well.
Or Attack on Titan's Levi.
I also know him very well.
He's created a whole new adventure for our blundering heroes as we move into this new exciting time. On opening night, their stream on Twitch was loaded with over 100,000 viewers. That's the most they've had.
That's awesome.
I know, and they had an additional 30,000 on other platforms, so the hype is kind of real.
That's awesome and amazing, especially for what that is. Like, awesome. Over this weekend, PAX South in San Antonio, Texas happened, where we saw a lot of amazing cosplays. I was envious of so many cosplays, and I wish I had the talent for them.
Or the money.
The money. And everyone's favorite games being represented. There was truly something to do for everyone each day, and I can't wait till I will be able to go to PAX and afford to go and fly one day and have a great time.
And be there.
For
the autograph sessions and
yes,
such.
and all the wonderful things but at this event we had a huge variety of games to play, panels, autograph sessions, like you said, and helpful learning experiences, and I really wish I get the chance to go at least once in my life.
Oh, we'll make it.
We'll make it.
Dark Souls Remastered has finally been confirmed for release on PS4, Xbox, PC, and Switch. The long-awaited remaster has boasted upscale 4K resolution at 60 frames per second, allowing you to be terrified and high-quality graphics.
High quality.
I know. The game page also includes the exciting promise of multiplayer platforms for each of the consoles. Get ready to fall back in love with this game on May 25th.
It's crazy that it's coming out for the Switch, to be honest.
I'm excited about that one.
I'm excited because I have one now.
There you go.
If you were already excited for Detective Pikachu entering into the movies, get ready for the release of the game. This action-adventure will be released on Nintendo 3DS on March 23rd. The game's release will be accompanied with a Detective Pikachu amiibo, which apparently Matt told me is going to be bigger than other amiibos and kind of like Yoshi, like Yarn Yoshi. Well, Detective Pikachu amiibo that will allow you to access Pika prompts on previously completed chapters and find things you previously missed. I, for one, am more than excited for this game and look forward to a new dynamic gameplay entering into the Pokemon franchise.
Oh, definitely.
I got back into Pokemon Go, so Pokemon's big life for me right now.
Awesome Games Done Quick, otherwise known as AGDQ, is a charity-based gaming event in its 9th year of running. The event focuses on speedrunners of many types of games playing with disadvantages paid for by the viewers. By donating to the event, all proceeds going to the Prevent Cancer Association, the viewers are able to achieve milestones that then give out disadvantages or challenges to the speedrunner, such as choosing the language the game is played in, playing blindfolded at one point, which was crazy.
That sounds really
Or in
hard.
one case, shaving their own head after the playthrough.
Go! Do it!
This year, the week-long event raised $2.26 million, surpassing last year's total by $100,000.
That's awesome.
I know, right? One of the most lucrative game runs was Breath of the Wild, as you can imagine.
Yep.
Which raised $209,055 just on the bid for naming Link's horse.
That's crazy.
I know. I think Yavi was second place or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see what other ideas Twitch streamers have this year for giving back.
I watched the streams and it was awesome just to see how many people have come out this year and the amount of money that was donated this year. It was amazing.
Amazing.
I love watching the Sonic game plays just because of how quick Sonic already is, and then
it's just so fast.
Yes, and then it's going 10 times faster than Sonic. But that's all we have for today in video game news, so make sure you stay tuned for Matt for comic news.
Today, when you have multiple devices at your fingertips, wouldn't it be great if you could run the software you need on all of them? Well, now you can. UCF Apps is a new and innovative way for you to access the applications that you need to get your coursework done from any PC, Mac, tablet, or smartphone. For more information or to give your input on UCF Apps, go to apps.ucf.edu. What are you waiting for? Start using UCF Apps today.
Do you like sports? Do you like reading about sports? Then we got a sports blog just for you. Stay on my peripherals. That's not fun. Hitting the field.
The first student-run sports blog.
For sports fans.
By sports fans.
See, it's all about the product shot.
Where do you want me to stand?
Don't talk though. I want them to see the hole.
Hitting the field. We cover football. We cover basketball. And so much more.
He's out. By sports reporters. And Meech.
What up? Watch the show and read the sports blog. Hitting the
Field.
Today, when you have multiple devices at your fingertips, wouldn't it be great if you could run the software you need on all of them? Well, now you can. UCF Apps is a new and innovative way for you to access the applications that you need to get your coursework done from any PC, Mac, tablet, or smartphone. For more information or to give your input on UCF Apps, go to apps.ucf.edu. What are you waiting for? Start using UCF Apps today.
What is going on? Welcome to the Expansion Pack's Comic News. I'm Matthew Salavaria. Let's get started. Looks like after an 18-year-long absence, the band is getting back together again. That's right, all you barbarians. Conan is back to Marvel Comics, beginning this January 2019. Does anyone else think it's about damn time? If you're into the oldies but goodies, you might be familiar with Marvel storylines like Conan the Barbarian and the Savage Sword of Conan, featuring the character between the 1970s all the way up to 2000. Since then, Dark Horse Comics has held the license, but this year will mark the end of their Conan saga. Marvel still has many details considering Barbarians under wraps. No announcements have been made yet of any specific books or creative teams involved, and major questions still remain whether we should be prepared for a total reboot of the franchise or a continuation of the classic Marvel comics. In the meantime, Marvel has released a pair of teaser images, and it looks like we'll be seeing some Conan and Avengers crossover. I'm not sure what you get when you mix a Barbarian, Thor's hammer, and a pair of adamantium claws, but we'll keep you posted. Now to the DC universe. It looks like we'll be getting a history lesson of a more racial and political tone. Oscar-winning screenplay writer John Ridley, known for his film 12 Years a Slave, has been chosen to lead this ambitious new project dubbed The Other History of the DC Universe. Riley's story will focus on heroes of various marginalized groups in the DCU, with the main cast featuring characters such as Green Lantern John Stewart, Vixen, Supergirl, Katana, and more. The series planned to re-examine key events in the DC lore from these characters' perspectives and chronicle their struggles in embracing their true selves. Ridley's not a virgin to DC projects either. In 2007, he wrote the miniseries Authority: Humans on the Other Side, and he is currently finishing up his sequel to the superhero saga, The American Way, for DC's Vertigo. No news yet on the exact release date for this project, but so far it's listed for a winter 2018 release. While on the DC Comics subject, it's noteworthy to mention one of the biggest questions in the mainstream comic book industry the past 2 months. What's up with Brian Michael Bendis and his debut in an exclusive, as an exclusive DC Comics writer? Finally, it looks like we got an answer. A backup story in April's Action Comics number 1000, illustrated by Jim Lee. 80 years to the day of release of Action Comics number 1, first introduced the Man of Steel. DC's comic fans were shocked November 7th in revealing Bendis' join to the company, as he's been one of Marvel's main men for 17 years. Way to add salt to the wound, DC. I wouldn't feel too bad for Marvel though, especially not since the reveal of the final member of the Exiles team. Valkyrie, in the style of the Marvel Cinematic Universe version, played by actress Tyrese Thompson in Thor Ragnarok. Visually, it's getting a great move by Marvel, and given Exiles team members are pulled from different universes, Marvel get a fresh new version based on Thomas's character. Series writer Stalin Muhammad describes her as a tanked, drained warrior, great styling thunderbolt of a woman. And from the looks of the completed cover of Exiles number 1, this defender of Asgard is no longer in the shadows. We'll be seeing various characters alongside Valkyrie from across alternate worlds and diverging timelines of the Marvel multiverse team up to fix broken timelines. Exiles number 1 goes on sale April 11th of this year. And now to our pull list for today. Aquaman number 32, Batman number 31, Doctor Strange number 384, Green Lanterns number 39, Avengers number 676, Mighty Thor number 703, Superman number 39, Champions number 16, Justice League number 37. That's all the comic news for today. We'll be back with more Expansion Pack right after this. Stick around.
Today, when you have multiple devices at your fingertips, wouldn't it be great if you could run the software you need on all of them? Well, now you can. UCF Apps is a new and innovative way for you to access the applications that you need to get your coursework done from any PC, Mac, tablet, or smartphone. For more information or to give your input on UCF Apps, go to apps.ucf.edu. What are you waiting for? Start using UCF Apps today.
like sports? Do you like reading about sports? Then we got a sports blog just for you. Stay on my peripherals. That's not fun. Hitting the field.
The first student-run sports blog.
For sports fans.
By sports fans.
See, it's all about the product shot.
Where do you want me to stand?
Don't talk though. I want them to see the hole.
Hitting the field. We cover football. We cover basketball. And so much more. He's out.
By sports reporters. And Meech.
What up? Watch the show and read the sports blog. Hitting the
Field.
Today, when you have multiple devices at your fingertips, wouldn't it be great if you could run the software you need on all of them? Well, now you can. UCF Apps is a new and innovative way for you to access the applications that you need to get your coursework done from any PC, Mac, tablet, or smartphone. For more information or to give your input on UCF Apps, go to apps.ucf.edu. What are you waiting for? Start using UCF Apps today.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Expansion Pack. Now this segment we kind of discuss on a topic of interest, and today we have decided to discuss on VR. However, we have someone new
Hi
to the panel.
everybody.
This is Ty. Hey Ty. So
Hi.
what do you do, Ty? Introduce yourself.
I am a writer for Watch Mojo, and I also help you guys out with gathering the news material here and there. I typically, when it comes to like Watch Mojo, I typically write the top 10s for their video game stuff.
Yep.
Just yesterday, one of my videos came out. It was top 5 reasons Fortnite is better than PUBG.
I saw that video and I felt like you wrote it. Is that weird that I feel like Ty did something with this?
A little bit. There were a few edits I noticed in there, but it was that was a very interesting topic for me to tackle.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, that's Ty, and everyone knows Men, Reagan, and me. I hope you know me. Hey. But we're going to talk about VR. Now, I wanted to talk about VR because currently in the market of VR, we're getting new things involved. We're getting medical advances and stuff like that. Does anyone own VR? Anything for gaming-wise or
My friend has an Oculus that I sometimes commandeer. So, but I don't own it because I am poor.
Yeah.
That's same. Does anyone have like where they bought a phone and they got the free headset thing for the phone at all?
No. When I saw that and I saw the headset for it, I kept thinking that looks super cheap.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't so sure of what the quality was going to be. As for the VR thing though, I came close to dropping money on a PSVR. I told myself, whatever Christmas money I get, I'm either getting a Switch or a PlayStation VR. I got the Switch for Christmas, so I saved money.
Good job.
Thank you.
But so VR is something that if you guys like go on YouTube and see, it's more and more videos of people making VR things, and VR has become kind of a meme.
A little.
If you know what I'm saying.
It's motion control for us,
I
like
know.
this days.
No.
I know, but VR
The
has
way that VR
the
has
way
become
that
a meme.
VR has become a meme. VR chat, man.
Oh, that's what you're getting at. I was confused for a second. I'm like thinking VR troopers?
But no,
my
but
God.
VR technology-wise is such a big thing. It's a huge advancement, even for how like awkward you may look on the outside. On the inside, it's really cool. There's a lot of things you can do, and a lot of games are being developed to help with that. Do we see a strong future? Are we going to have like an SAO kind of thing where it becomes that intense in the future? Like, what do you guys think?
Honestly, as long as they keep making games, they need to keep making things and working with the technology, because while VR is not new, making it a video game and actually making it successful hasn't happened completely yet. So it's not off the ground. They need to keep working at it, otherwise it's going to fall back to the wayside again.
That actually brings up something that I was thinking about last night with VR. I've noticed around YouTube, we have a lot of games that are technically shooting galleries or something similar to that of like a children's play set. You know, you get like the plastic kitchen set and you have all these tools and stuff. And I just keep seeing all these games that are similar like that, where it's like, here's a bunch of tools and stuff you can play around with, or here, your hands are guns, shoot the thing over there.
Yeah.
So I think what the struggle with getting the games out there and finding something that's gonna but convince people to buy VR headsets is to have something similar to what we have now, where we have blockbuster titles like Wolfenstein and Doom and Skyrim, for example. I know those last two came out on
ports.
VR. Yeah.
They're just ports, and I'm sorry, in the end, I don't believe in VR. VR is not going to function in the end. VR is going to go the way of regular, it's going to go to the way of motion controls and Kinect. It's going to die. Not fully die, but VR to me shouldn't be a home console experience. Like, here's one thing I experienced recently. They have this new thing over in Disney Springs with Star Wars and Shadow, I don't remember exactly what it's called, but you have like this suit on, you put on this VR headset, and then in it you can like literally pick up a blaster, and then you're just like holding it. It seems like a Star Wars blaster, and you can run through it. You feel the heat off stuff. You feel when you get shot, and you can like crouch. You can do everything in this while seeing this big Star Wars experience and moving your head all around, all that stuff. But look at how much you need for that. VR right now, there's wires. Even with this new Oculus, the wireless one, it's still not working. You can't move around. The controls for moving around are awkward. It's shooting galleries, just like it was with the Wii. You're getting shovelware, and you're going to keep getting shovelware until someone tries to put some AAA thing on it, and no one's going to put a AAA thing on it.
You don't think so?
No, because what AAA thing is gonna like be put on that? There's not enough of a market for it, and
at the moment, but they could create one and create.
I think there is a market to be created, but you have a good mind, like a thought, like you give a different perspective, and I respect you. However, when you say it's going to die, that makes me think of something.
It's a little exaggerated.
It makes me bring up a point. VR is saving people's lives right now. Medically, there's a lot of things going on with VR, and Reagan was talking to me about it. And there's things surgeons are using VR for, like having to help with like test surgeries and for heart transplants. I've seen
vision,
I've seen vision. Even I remember Justin saying like, "Hey, VR will help your vision for PUBG." I'm like, don't make fun of
these anymore.
But it also is helping like people who have missing limbs. Like they used VR to like cope with that.
Right.
And I think with the gaming world there is a kind of a hard factor. I don't think we're at the technology yet for what we expect VR to be. And I think that's where you're coming from. But there is a good thing coming out.
There's a huge market for VR, especially I was at a Tronicon this last weekend at Orlando Science Center. Yeah. And there was 4 floors and 3 of them were VR.
That's crazy.
3 of them were VR.
But that same thing happened with the Kinect, the PlayStation Move, and the Wii. And look at what happened.
Right, but if all of these big companies, I mean, Disney was there, they had at least 5 different setups of different VR situations. If Disney's putting money into it, which you say no big titles will want to get on it, well...
That's actually a good point to say Disney, because a lot of times Disney has taken their money away from their gaming publishers and things like that. They've like, we don't want to invest in gaming, even though they've created great games in my life.
Some of the VR that they were doing wasn't focused on gaming, but if they're still putting money into the technology, then that'll definitely help the gaming aspect.
Yeah. But how are you going to move? How are you going to do all this stuff? Like,
I don't know the technology aspect of it. All I know is that when people put money into it and help it advance, then new technology will come out of it.
Yeah, new technology, but I don't think that new technology is going to be great gaming, because just because you have new technology doesn't mean it's going to translate well into gaming, and it's not going to become the standard at all. You have how many people do you know that have the PlayStation VR?
I actually know a lot of people that have it.
Yeah, but how often?
Was trying to say something. What were you about to? Seemed like you wanted to.
I understand the concern with how are you supposed to move in the game world. The thing we have to understand in the end is that this is just like when we made the transition from 2D to 3D with video games.
I completely
We
understand.
have to relearn how the environment's supposed to work. But the only difficulty here is translating the game world into the real world.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we're going to get tricked at some point. We're going to get tricked, like, look at that, there's a mountain, and then we're going to find ourselves in front of the kitchen sink or something.
I mean, I think there's also a thing where I know that you have, with VR, you have like the 4 setups of a room, and if you go outside of that setup, it like alerts you. I'm pretty sure it's like, hey, don't hit the wall, you're about to, you're outside of it. But you also, you gotta remember, people have brains too, and if you're not setting up your VR in the most spacious area, that's kind of on you. And also, you don't have to do standing up. There are VR setups where you just sit down and use the hand controllers and the headset, and you can have that. But there's also, I think, human comes into play, where we want something super realistic. We want a good game. We want all these things.
We want Ready Player One on the first go.
I want SAO. I want SAO. I want it to be in my brain 2020, and I'm a fairy princess somewhere.
It just also requires so much graphical power.
Yes.
And like
It takes a lot, yes.
Yeah, it doesn't like and the movement's just bad. Like I've played.
I mean, it's just a beginning.
I know, but like I've played Resident Evil 7 in VR. The movement's bad. The graphics don't look as great. And then you play something. The only one that was halfway decent that I played was Doom
VFR.
Like, yeah, VFR. That was the only one, and that one you're not really moving around. You're like teleport over there and teleport over there.
And that actually makes people a little nauseous.
Yeah,
So,
everything.
I mean, I have motion sickness, so
Yeah.
I completely understand the situation. But a lot of times, the games that you mentioned were ports. They weren't originally meant for VR, and I
Right.
think that's the issue.
I
Like,
think a lot of developers are actually starting to make games just for VR. They're made for VR, and you can play them on other systems, but they're made for VR, so they're going to be easier to move and navigate. And I think that's probably
Well,
what
no,
the
that's
problem is.
the Doom one it is an original story. It's just in the Doom engine. It is not a port. Like it
No.
is, yeah.
well, I mean, like Doom, because it was always like you were playing, you never saw the individual. You just went up and would shoot things. Like I understand Doom being VR. Like I completely understand, but I still don't. It wasn't originally meant for VR.
Well, that one was because it was a whole original story. It just was in the Doom engine.
Okay.
Like it was just in the engine with the same character models and stuff. It was a whole new thing. Like you're not even playing as Doom guy. You're playing as an android. Yeah.
It's Master Chief.
As far as Doom VFR is concerned, I feel like it does movement okay because at least you're following a linear path. I watched Skyrim VR.
That
and
looks
to
like
me,
it'd be awful.
Yeah, I was watching the guy move around, and it's like it's this free open world, and I'm sitting there going, how am I supposed to keep track where this guy is coordinating himself across the game world? Like,
It's so
I don't know a
difficult.
single person who knows Skyrim detail to detail.
No, see, Skyrim I think would be an exception because of how big Skyrim is, how much stuff is in Skyrim. That was the whole selling point of Skyrim was we have 100,000 hours more plus of gameplay.
Of reading text.
Of reading text and gameplay, but that's like the thing. But I wouldn't say like that's VR's fault. I would say well. Skyrim's not meant for that. That's
Right.
not how it is. If we can get to that point where it's like VR,
Eventually.
like if
Not now.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
technology nowadays is not how we're gonna get it. But if we can get to that point in VR where we have Skyrim and it's like real life, like I keep saying SAO, I'm just wanting that, you know what I'm saying? But that would be amazing. But right now, I see
Yeah.
where you're coming from.
I know Nintendo doesn't trust it at all. People were thinking that whole like cell phone thing in the glass. People were thinking that's what people would do with Switch, but Nintendo's like, no,
No.
we're not doing.
And you
I
gotta,
don't mean to cut you guys off. We only have 30 seconds, so
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, no problem.
But I'm gonna go around and say quickly. Would you get a VR? Go.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Yes.
not
Well,
worth it.
I would get a VR. Me and Reagan would get a VR. They won't. But that's our show for today. So thank you for coming out, and we hope to see you next week at 12:30 sharp. So stay tuned for that.
Bye.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of follow-up questions after that answer. AOL is shutting down its instant messenger AIM. Yeah, that leaves tens of people devastated. Not a lot of people are using that these days.